All right, family. Black Power. Black Power is the truth hour with General Sarasun Seti. Kick back, get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. I'm excited and delighted to be accepting members to the Sarasun Seti YouTube page, a dynamic page. Y'all know what it is. Black Power, Black Frequency. You're feeling that frequency and energy. You should most definitely become a member. Link right down in the video description is in the chat. Says join, click that link. You get a video introduction rundown on the membership, what they entail. You see one you like, you should most definitely join. Even if you don't, I appreciate your presence here at the Sarasun Seti YouTube page. Continue to engage, continue to advance. That's right, family. Ring the alarm. KingSeti.com online marketplace. Official General Sarasun Seti DVD lectures, t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies for the kings, queens, and the children, African and Kemetic jewelry, holistic tonics and remedies, home decor, accessories for every room in the house, 25% off selected items at this time. Save and shop, shop and save, family. Pull the fire alarm, generalseti.com, Seti University. We're talking about over 1,200 videos of pure heat and fire presented by General Seti himself. That's right, plus supplemental, also monumental, and instrumental research material from the Grand Master Teacher, documentaries and lectures, and I give an overview on that material, giving you 360 degrees of supreme African academics, wisdom and knowledge that cannot be compared to by any other website on the planet. I want you to enroll today. Get over there, check me out, generalseti.com, Seti University. And everybody knows Seti popping on Patreon, dropping nuclear bombs on Patreon. Yes, we got that fire. I just dropped two heated presentations. We talking about who's riding the GOAT. That's right, the perverted motto of the Freemasons exposed. We getting down to the root of that. And we also got the perverted origins of the Christmas tree. So yeah, you got to buckle up when you come over there on Patreon because it's laying like that. We can't do that over here on YouTube. But I guarantee you when you go, you're going to be in shock. So get on over there today. Don't you dare miss it. And to all my family out there that support the General by donating, I want to thank you. I appreciate you for appreciating me. Any other family out there would like to donate to the General, keep the General on the battlefield. The link is right there in the video description. It's in the chat. Click that link, donate, and I thank you ahead of time. Make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King Seti, General Seti, Sarasun Seti. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up. Like it because you love it. Share it with family and friends and comment. Just don't say nothing stupid because I will ban your ass. Now, Moses versus the Egyptian magicians. How were Pharaoh's magicians able to perform such miracles? Yeah. How were Pharaoh's magicians able to perform those miracles? Okay. That's a very interesting question. You see, it's almost as if they kind of admitted to the power, you see, of the ancient Egyptians. What are they talking about? You see, did they steal, you see, a blueprint of magic from the ancient Egyptians? Now we got to understand magic is also in the ancient world an aspect of science. You see, because when you think you perform a science, an act of science of elements and shit, and chemical elements and shit. And to a people that's ignorant of science, that's magic. You see, you didn't just perform magic to them. So you have to understand that in the ancient world, there some aspects of science is magic. Okay, you got to understand that. So everything, some things, it can be explained by those who perform it, but to the others who don't have that knowledge, it's almost as if God Himself then gave you the ability to do these things. You see, imagine when people first saw man flying through through the sky, and they looked up and they said, well, goddamn, this motherfucker got magic. They don't understand the concepts of how that came to be in the very beginning. And people's, from, could, as we could see, have been flying in the air much, much longer than what people think. You see, it very well may not have been the engine, and very well may have been the engine. It could have been all type of energy, but we've seen models of planes coming up out of Egypt, okay? Coming up out of Egypt, and the dynamic construction of these models indicate that it was able to fly. Okay, it wasn't a bird, it was a plane. And so, yeah, they have these models. Now, what it says in Exodus 7, 11, 13, it says because they about to have a battle. You understand what I'm saying? They about to battle. We talking about Moses and Aaron against the Egyptian. Now, we understand that, that this is a story, but it still relates to the fact that there is some high regard for ancient Egypt. That they were able to do some things, that they were able to do some things that Moses and Aaron needed God to help them do. Now, how was the Egyptians able to perform these miracles without the God of the Bible? How were they able to do this? And so, we go to Exodus 7, 11, 13, and it says Pharaoh called all this. I want to see the whole story. I don't just want that. I don't just want that. I want the whole story. Okay, here we go. Okay, let me get down. I know they want to start at 11. Okay. Okay, so you know what? We'll start at 9. We talking about chapter. We in Genesis, I believe. Is it Genesis? No, it's Exodus. We're in Exodus. Exodus 7, and we talking about starting at they want to start you at 11, but we got to get something. We got to get to a couple of verses before that because we got to understand what's going on. You see, because this is actually supposedly the first miracle of Moses. You see, where he cast his staff down, but the Egyptians have already done that. They didn't cast their staffs down, and they have become serpents. You see, which we will show on the walls of ancient Egypt that they had the serpentine staffs, and Tahuti and so on, and many other deities, as a symbol of authority, of spiritual energy. You see, because the serpent is looked at as a zoo type of the sun. If you look up and you see the Badeti over the Egyptian doorway, you see the sun and you see the two serpents. So the serpent, in essence, is a zoo type of the sun, Amun Ra. Okay, and so when we go to Exodus 7 and we can start at 9, and it says, when Pharaoh shall speak unto you, saying, show a miracle for you, then thou shalt say unto Aaron, take thy rod and cast it before Pharaoh, and it shall become a serpent. And Moses and Aaron went unto Pharaoh, and they did so as the Lord had commanded. And Aaron cast down his rod before Pharaoh and before his servants. So actually it was Aaron and Moses that did it first. and it became a serpent. Then Pharaoh called the wise men and sorcerers, now the magicians of Egypt, they also did in like manner with their enchantments. Now, that's crazy that Aaron and Moses went first with the power of God, and God said, do this. And they checked his ass like, here, we could do that. Now, Moses and Aaron couldn't do shit without God. But the magicians of Pharaoh came right in and checked their ass and said, we could do that too. You understand what I'm saying? Now, we understand this is a story, but in essence, they showing you that there was some power into that wisdom of ancient Egypt. You understand what I'm saying? It's an admittance that the magicians of ancient Egypt had some power far beyond anything that they could do on their own. Okay? Far beyond anything that they could do on their own. The Pharaoh also called, and they did in like manner, for they cast down every man his rod, and they became serpents. Now it says, but Aaron's rod swallowed up their rods. Okay. And so that's what they say. Okay. But this is God, and so they battling with God. So if God is all powerful, now, a lot of people gonna say, well, they was using the devil. They didn't worship no goddamn devil. They didn't worship no goddamn devil. Get out of here, nigga. They ain't worship no goddamn devil. The devil did not exist in no goddamn ancient Egypt. You understand what I'm saying? So that was an admittance that the African gods, you understand, were empowering African people to perform miracles that were shocking. God damn it, until, this so-called God gave Moses and Aaron the power to do these things, they didn't have no goddamn power. You see? And so in it, and so they come up with a story where they trump the ancient Egyptians, but they never trumped it. This is a way of, you trying to, write a story and shit and, showing yourself to be greater, but you're not greater. You're not greater. And so we're going to get off into this symbolism and where it came from, because it's some truth to this. Now, it's some truth to this. That's right. The serpent is a zoo type of African people. That's true. That's right. So was the dragon. Okay, let me get in here. Matter of fact. Okay, let me get out of this. I don't need that. Here you go. Here you go, right here. Okay, where is it at? I'm looking for. Here we go. Here we go, right here. Here we go, right here. Let me get it in here. Okay, and so here, I believe this is at Abydos. It is. It is. That's Abydos. I can blow it back up. That's Abydos. And you see here the great god Tahuti, and you see the two staffs. You see the two staffs there with the serpents on top. Well, you see one got the crown of Upper Egypt, one got the crown of Lower Egypt. But you see, this is the precursor to the caduceus. Okay, this is the precursor when it said that he threw, Moses and Aaron threw their staff, or Aaron threw his staff down and it became a serpent. See, now when we go to the walls, we see who the great God is. You see that our energy is emanating from the great God. Tahuti, the God of ancient wisdom, eternal wisdom, immortal wisdom, the wisdom that came to create the universe. When Ptah created the universe, he used the wisdom of Tahuti. The words, he used the word. The words were the words created by Tahuti. He was the one that created the sacred language of ancient Egypt. Okay, so you see right there, he's giving life. You see, he's giving life. And so we're getting to look and see. And so even when you see the brazen serpent, and we're going to get into it real deep. We're going to get into it real deep. You see the brazen serpent. Okay, and we're going to get off into it that the serpent many times is the dragon too. And we're going to show that. But you see where they stole that from. And it's a healer. Okay, you see him giving life. You see him giving life and healing. And so you come out here and we're talking about the wicked Israelites. That's who they were. They wicked. They didn't went out there into the desert and they supposedly blaspheming God. And God got upset at their ass because he did everything that he can for them, and they still in doubt. God done parted the Red Sea and did all this shit for him, and they still in goddamn doubt. You understand what I'm saying? So he sent, and we're gonna get off into the seraph, the fiery serpents that bit their ass. You see what I'm saying? And motherfuckers was dying all over the place. And so they cried to Moses. They say, please, please forgive us. You understand? Because you asked God to forgive us. And Moses prayed to God. He said, could you give him one more chance? Could you give him one more chance? And so God said, now this is idol now. This is an idol. You understand? This is an idol. This is the only idol that God commanded the Israelites to create. And he said, don't create no images or nothing in heaven or this, that. But he commanded Moses to raise the serpent up on the pole. And all who looked at it was healed. I say, what kind of shit is that? Anyone who looked at it was healed. And as we could see, that is nothing but the sacred staff, serpent staff, of the great God Tahuti. He's not the only one he's not the only one. This was seen all throughout ancient Egypt, what they call the brazen serpent. You feel me? So yeah, so you see that you got Tahuti, who is the law giver, and you got Moses, the law stiller. You see, they stealing. So when you see the serpent, and you understand that it's a symbol of medicine. It's a symbol of energy and frequency. That's why when you get your oscillators and this, that, and the third, you see, the frequencies moving in the serpentine motion. You see, it's symbolic of water, and which is creation and genesis of things. You see, so you see, this is taken right out of Egypt. So many of those stories are allegorical. They lead to something deeper. Okay, it leads to something deeper. And you see this brother. You see him got the feather of truth on his head, and even the serpent is Ma'at. When you see the serpent, the feather of Ma'at on the head, that's Ma'at. So you see here Ma'at as the serpent. Okay, as the serpent. That's Ma'at. Now I see the potiche, which is the beard, the sacred beard on the serpent, but I see the feather of Ma'at. And usually when you see the Ma'at, that's Ma'at. Okay? That's a form of Ma'at. Truth and justice and, and righteousness. And so you even see here a serpent god in ancient Egypt with the twin serpents. As a staff, he's holding them up. And then you look and you see Moses again with the serpent in his hand. In his hand is this time. And you see the caduceus of Hermes, of Mercury. And you see it's nothing more than the Badeti, which is the winged sun disk with the twin serpents over the doorways of the ancient Egyptian temples. And so they took it down and they shrunk the sun into a small little ball, you see, so that you wouldn't know. They didn't, they're trying to hide it from you. But it is actually the Badeti, which is the sun disk, winged sun disk, that's over the doorway of the Egyptian temple. You see here, we lay it out. Serpentine immortal wisdom through mastery of the cosmic connection. You see, serpentine immortal wisdom through mastery of the cosmic connection. So you see right here, you see the great, and you see here Moses, and they show, and he throw his staff down, and it becomes a serpent. This is thievery. This is thievery. You see, this is thievery of ancient Egyptian wisdom and knowledge in the Bible. We got to call them on it now. Okay. And so anytime you see the staff, and you can see it throughout all type of so-called magic and shit, even when you go to Aladdin, you see, what's his motherfucking name? Jafar. You understand what I'm saying? Motherfucker got the staff of the serpent. Okay, and his energy, and this has been taken, all of this shit been taken from the great wisdom and the magic, the system of magic in ancient Egypt. Let me get that out of there. No goddamn God gave them no goddamn power to do nothing. That's a goddamn lie, man. They stealing the icons, and so you see them here. Yeah, that's old Jafar. Yeah, and so yeah. Let me take that. Let me drop something on. Yeah, so you can see this, family. Yeah, they stealing from us. Yeah, they stealing from us. The great God Tahuti. Yeah, that's what they doing. We got their ass. And so this is one of the staffs of the Pope. Yeah, this is one of the staffs of the Pope, where you see where the serpent rise up, and that's how it is on Pharaoh's crown. He's in the cobra is in the striking position, but yet and still is sitting over the pineal gland. So we understand that the serpent is also symbolic of solar frequency and energy, because the sun is coming down and is marinating the African mind. And you understand what I'm saying, with them UVs, and once it's filtered through the brain, it becomes melanin. You see, melanin is only filtered UV energy, frequency, and energy. And so you see in many Akhenaten's carvings where the sun hit the damn serpent right there on the head. You see what I'm saying? You'll see the rays of Aten come down and hit the serpent right there while it's on his head. You see what I'm saying? And so we know that it represents solar frequency. And I show many times, even throughout all over the world, where they show the serpent coming down from heaven. The tail is at the top with the head at the bottom. And so the tail is coming from the heavens. So he's descending down. So it's symbolic of solar energy and frequency, family. You can go to many temples in Asia, and you'll see on the roofs, you'll see the Nagas coming down, you see, from heaven. So this is solar frequency and energy is symbolic of immortality. You see, if you connect it to the cosmos, you got immortality, healing, because if you connect it to the cosmos, you got immortal healing energy and frequency. You see, and that lets us know that one of the main things we got to do is stay connected to that sun. That's just a given. It's not all, but it's one of the precursors of healing. Got to get in that sun. You feel me? And so you see here now the staff is serpentine, because when you look at the staff, the crook, which we'll show, that's nothing but Osiris. Matter of fact, where that at? Do I got that in here? I don't know if I got that one in there. I know I got it in the other one. Let me see. Okay, I could get it right quick though. I got to show that. Got to. Where's that at? Got to show that one. Okay. Wait a minute. I know which one to do. Wait a minute. Okay. Okay, I know which one to go to. Close that one. I know which one to go to. Wait a minute. This one right here. Okay. Here we go. Mm-hmm. I'll show y'all a few things. I don't even see it here. Okay, well I ain't gonna chase it because I'll get with you the next time. But here it is. So when you're talking about frequency and energy, now I got this. Let me. But I need to drop this right where I can't be messing up my damn lecture. I be dropping so much shit in there by the time I'm done the damn lecture. Oh, there you go, right there. Bingo. So you see the crook. You see the crook of Osiris, the crook and the flail. Okay, symbolizing sovereignty, and the crook is one to I understand. I believe the flail is more so it's almost like punishment, but the crook is symbolic of authority and sovereignty. I had to get get that symbolisms together, but we see that here, Jesus, and was he a shepherd? He might have been a shepherd too. All them goddamn Hebrews was shepherds. But see, that's a symbolism, to fool you. You understand? The staff is serpentine. It's serpentine in energy, and when you see the hook on it, it is the serpent that has rose up. You understand? And taken a striking position. That's what it is. Okay, it's taking a striking position, as you see here. Like I say, this one to the right is the Pope's, one of the Pope's staffs. Now, when you see, we talk about frequency and energy. And so when you go to the oscillator, you see again that it's serpentine. So it's symbolic of frequency and energy. So, we'll throw this in so you can grasp this. You see, you can grasp this, and then you come back to the oscillator. And so when you see it, people don't understand. They looking at science. You're looking at science. Okay? You're looking at science. And when you see, when you look at science, you see that our energy, solar energy, is displayed in a serpentine symbolism coming from the sun down to the planet. So when you see that, and you see the serpents is coming down from heaven. Okay, now I'm gonna catch up with you on the next video. You see, and so when you go into Asia, you see many of the serpents and dragons is coming down from heaven. Okay, but see, if you ain't been told, and even here, let me drop this in here for you so you can see. You see the serpent, you see him coming down from heaven. The tail is always to the top. You see? Wait a minute, let me black it up for you. So even when you go into Benin, wait a minute, so I can back it up. You see the serpent coming down from heaven. You see, this is Oba's palace. Yeah, and lastly, let me show you one more now. Do I got one more? Yeah, I got one more. You see this? Wait a minute. You see this? Wait a minute. Let me drop it in. See the dragon, which is nothing but to see him coming from heaven. Yeah, coming down. Symbol. So you got a zoo type. You got a anthropomorphic type. That's us. We the dragon. You see dragons. You see in the East and in Africa reading books. Ain't no goddamn dragon. That's symbolic of us with treasures. That's us. You see, that's anthropomorphic. When you give something that is not human attributes with reading books and damn having treasure, that's anthropomorphism. You see, so in reality, the dragon is us, the serpent is us, the immortality of it is us. Okay, and we'll show you that. So when they say the return of the dragon or the return of the Christ, which is actually the same thing, it's talking about the return of the Christ consciousness of African people. It's immortal. Okay, we're gonna talk about it, family. So yeah, we broke that down real quick. So Moses ain't got no goddamn ain't never performed nothing. That's just thievery of African knowledge and wisdom. All right, family, stay with me. We just getting started. This is General Sarasun Seti. Hit some of them links and support. Arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power.